Previously on A Vinekin's Revenge. Morgwyn, Salo, and Felix, they all start sprinting as fast as they could toward the guard post. The head of the town guard post opens the wooden door and he says, "Halt! Stop, travelers. What business do you have here with us?" Salo catches his breath. "Sir, we're being chased down by bandits. We need your help." The town guard waves to get more of his men to join him outside. "Come on, men, let's stop these bandits." The 6 guards meet the group of bandits about 100 feet away from the guard post tower. The bandit leader takes out his sword. "Damn it! Leave us alone, you stupid guards. We just want the girl." The head of the town guard post responds, "Well, clearly you are outnumbered. We can simply arrest you, or you and your men can just leave." The bandit leader looks around and slowly walks up to the head of the town guard post. With a grunt, the bandit leader spits on his boots and shakes his head. He walks away, retreating. Come on, boys. We'll catch up to her soon enough." The group of bandits walk off, giving up for today. The guards walk back to the tower and invite the travelers inside. The head of the guard looks at them. "All right, it's getting dark now, and you know how dangerous Everveil can be at night, so just rest and you can leave tomorrow morning. I can lead you to a room where you can all rest, and there's some warm soup here too." They follow him into a big room with a table and a few chairs. Another guard comes in to drop off a few wooden bowls and a pot of soup. "Felix," thanks the guard. "Wow, thank you, I'm famished." And he immediately serves himself a bowl of soup and grabs a chair and sits by the fire, trying to warm up and calm himself down. Salo smiles and says to the guard, "Thank you so much. We are truly so thankful for your help." The head of the guard hesitates. "Yes, indeed. Well, there was a report of a bridge on fire and a stolen wagon and a horse at the School of Magic. Have you seen anything odd on your travels? There's no way you could have missed something like that." Morgwyn immediately turns to Salo and eyeing him, hoping that he could come up with something. Salo responds, We have not. We haven't seen anything weird like that. Well, we did come through the south end, and the school is up north, right? So we wouldn't have passed that area anyway." The guard thinks about it and nods. "Well, my mistake. Have a good night's rest, the 3 of you." Just as the travelers are about to sleep, Morgwyn leans against the window and looks on toward Everveil Hollow. She notices the trees moving in the distance, and her chest starts to tighten up in fear. Okay, I just have to get through Everveil Hollow. Kevin, please just leave us alone, and then I can finally just start a new life in Thornmere. Hello adventurers, it is I, Solus Venture, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we are continuing the campaign of Vinekin's Revenge. I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of where we left off in the last part of my campaign, so that was part 3, and now we are doing part 4 of Vinekin's Revenge. So I'm gonna just mark this in my notes here because this is turning point 3. But we are now in part 4. So, if you want, I recommend for you to read my blog too, because that will kind of give you a better narrative and experience of like really understanding kind of the details of what happens between like each character and their interactions and dialogue. I also kind of wanted to add more detail and depth into Morgwyn and Salo's like friendship and how that's been like developing. And so anyways, yeah, so where we left off is they are at the guard post tower, and the head guard, they were able to kind of let the group of bandits just like back off, and so we're probably not going to see them for a while. But they are known to be very persistent in chasing down Morgwyn, so we'll see if they pop up or not later on in the story. But anyways, so it is the morning. So I'll say that it is 8 a.m. and they are ready to go through Everveil Hollow to get to Thornmere. And so finally, we are going to be kind of seeing, this is Everveil Hollow. We'll be seeing more details of, this is Kevin, of Kevin's home, which is Everveil Hollow. So we will see those details in a bit. So as you know, as how I play I'm going to be using the CAIRN system, and I like to use the Adventure Crafter to help me kind of form the details of the scene and how they like play out. So I'll be using the Adventure Crafter, and then Mythic for the fate chart over here, and just other like tables. And now I guess we can get started. I would say for the three of them, it is just time to go through Everveil Hollow and get to Thornmere. So I think to start off, it would be pretty obvious that they are just going to get ready to go, like pack up their things and eat breakfast. And so I kind of want to see how this conversation goes between Morgwin, Salo, and Felix here. So let's see. So for Felix, knowing that he is a very like timid kind of character, and he's also just you know, physically weak. I do want to see how this conversation goes. I feel like he would try to ask if he could like go with them and join them as they're going through Everveil Hollow. And so, okay, so let's see over here how the conversation kind of goes. So let's see. Okay, so we got 40. So 40, generous. Okay, generous, and let's do another one. And 57. Okay. And intolerance. Oh, interesting. All right, so for generous, I could see generous being applied to Salo here. So Salo is probably looking at Felix. They're all at a table right now eating dinner. They're all at a table right now eating breakfast, and Salo turns to Felix and he says, you know, you can join us if you want as we're traveling through. And let's say Morgwin over here, she's wanting to be a little intolerant, so I'm gonna apply that to her, and she's gonna turn to Salo and say like, why? He's just gonna like slow us down. And Felix can overhear this conversation, and he probably just feels really bad, and he feels like a burden, you know. And so we will see how he responds. I feel like it is very likely that he will just be like, oh, okay, like I get it. I don't want to be too much for you guys. So I'm going to say very likely. We're going to be at the center here. So I'm going to say he's very likely. I want to ask if it's going to be likely that he is going to just say, oh, never mind, like it's fine. So let's see if it's a yes or a no. All right, so we got a very, what did I say? Yeah, very likely. Okay, so 79. So no. Okay, cool. So he's gonna just say like, no, it's okay. I don't want to like slow you guys down. And then Morgwin looks at Salo and says, see, like he even understands. And so Salo is just like, all right, well, I guess this is where we part ways. And I want to say maybe like the guard comes into the room and says, you know, good morning, and asks if they like need anything as they're going through Everveil Hollow. I kind of want to see if the guard, I want to see if like the guard maybe gives something to the travelers to kind of, I don't know. I would say the guard probably knows how dangerous Everveil Hollow is, but it is the morning, which is very unlikely that Kevin is awake and stirring in the vines and such. And so he's probably gonna say to these fellow travelers to, one, be careful, and he's probably wanting to give something to them. So let's see if this guard gives anything. 41. Okay, yeah, so he does end up giving them something. Okay, so let's see what he gives them. So we will roll on the objects table here. Ooh, 100. Worn. Okay, something worn. So I'd probably interpret that as maybe something that's probably a little old and weathered. 47. 47, helpful. Okay, so something worn but helpful. All right. And then what are the other tables here? I want to see really quick. So something helpful, and something a little old. Let's see. Something helpful. All right. So something helpful and worn. That would be helpful for their travels through Everveil. So, you know what? That could probably be like a weapon of some sort, or maybe even a potion. So let's see what we have in our cairn here. Maybe he gives them like some sort of gear here. Let's try it. So we will roll d20. Okay, so we have an 18. Oh, okay, a spyglass. Maybe that would be helpful as they're trying to navigate through the forest. Like maybe Morgwyn could climb up like a tree or something, and she can kind of like see from far ahead from like a higher like view. Okay, yeah, I like that idea. So the guard gives them a spyglass. Cool. Sweet. So the guard hands over to Morgwyn a spyglass and saying like it could be helpful to maybe see things from far ahead. Okay, I like that idea. All right, and so Felix is feeling a little worried probably, but he also doesn't want to be a burden to Salo. I want to ask if Felix just like deals with it, or if he ends up asking the guard for like help or something. So let's see. I'll probably say it's 50-50. Like how likely would he just be like wanting to deal with it, you know? Yeah, let's see. Okay, so we got a 24. Okay, so he is just willing to just deal with it. All right. So Felix says to them, okay, I understand. We will just split our ways and I can navigate myself through Thornmere. All right. So poor little Felix, he is going to be kind of going off by himself. And now they will continue on. Okay, so this guard says goodbye and says good luck and to just stay safe and to stay away from any like vines and just like stick to the path. So I didn't draw it in here, but there's like a path to get to Thornmere. Okay, so let's see how this goes. All right. So here, and now we will see, thanks to the adventure crafter, what the next scene will look like. Okay, all right, so now we will see what this next scene will look like. All right, so we have a 45. So a 45 will take us to, another escape. Oh man, okay. So another escape. Okay. I honestly don't think that'll apply to the bandits because I feel like right now the guards have really intimidated the bandits. So, okay, so this will be another escape of some sort. Okay. So we will see what that looks like. And, I wonder what characters will be involved in that. Honestly, I probably would imagine it would be the PC, Salo, and Felix. Maybe they're trying to escape from something. Yeah. All right. So I'm assuming that would probably happen as they're going through Everveil Hollow here. Alrighty. Okay, so they are venturing off. Okay. So they begin their journey through Everveil Hollow. And so let's say they are at the entrance now of Everveil Hollow, and they can hear just like the sound of nature. Maybe like birds are chirping. The trees are still. Maybe there's just a slight breeze or something. But it is the morning, and let's say it's probably around like 10 a.m. At this point. And so I want to know if any of them feel any like hesitation or something. So Felix is just kind of in the back, and he's just letting them, move forward, and he knows that he's not really, I guess, involved with hanging out with them anymore. And so I kind of want to see, I feel like Morgwin would be like freaking out a little bit. She's probably like stressed just thinking about how last time she got involved in the vines, she got like pulled deep into like the forest for a little bit. And so I just kind of want to see, does she have any like hesitations like going in? So I want to say yes. Oh, 57. Okay. So that was a right in the middle here. Okay, yeah. So it looks like she might not have like a big hesitation, but I'd say that she is just cautious because she is going into Everveil Hollow, and so Salo probably looks at Morgan here and says, like we can do this. Like we just need to stay close, stay on the trail, like what the guards said, and make sure that we are just aware of our surroundings. And he also reminded her that she does have a spyglass, so in case if she does want to like just see ahead of the trail, she can use the spyglass up on like a tree or something, and she can get like a good view from the tree. And so, all right, so they are walking off, and then now I'm going to switch to this map here to kind of show the details of the trail. Okay, and so for them to get to Everveil Hollow, I will say that I kind of drew this weird, but I will say that in order for them to get out of Everveil Hollow, they need to go through these different encounters first. And so they will begin. Okay, so they start from over here. So they need to go through these different encounters in order to get to Everveil Hollow. So this is encounter 1. So she enters into Everveil Hollow. Felix is going to be kind of like behind them, trying to just not get in their way. So they enter into the first encounter. All right. And so we will see if we will ask the fate chart, how likely is it that they're going to be bumping into maybe like a monster of some sort? Or no, let's ask the fate chart. Do they encounter a negative encounter? A negative encounter being like a monster or a dangerous like animal or beast or something. So it is 50-50. Let's see. Okay, this is a... Okay, so we got a 100, so that is a complete no. Okay, so in encounter 1, they don't counter anything, so that's good. So that just means that the trail so far is looking good. All right, and then now in encounter 2, so you see that they do come across a pond. So let's see if there is anything that they encounter there. So does any bad encounter over here? So let's see, the 78. Okay, so a 78. So that means that no, they're not encountering anything odd here. So maybe the pond is just still. Maybe Salo is looking at the pond and maybe just admiring, you know, nature and what the forest is like. And then they go through the trail here. And then now they are in encounter 3. So let's see. Does anything bad come up in encounter 3? 78? No. Alright, so it is clear. Nothing negative happens in this area. So now they are going into 4. And right now it's probably around like lunchtime or so. So let's see. Anything bad happen? Whoops, let me do that again. Anything bad happen in encounter 4? 96. Okay, so that is a no again. Alright, smooth sailing, looking good. And now they are in encounter 5. So let's see what that looks like for them here. 66. Okay, so that is a no, but a random event does happen. So let's see what random event happens. So we roll here. Okay, so we got a 49. So NPC positive. Alright, so maybe that would be applied to Salo here. So something positive happens to Salo. So let's see. Let's see for actions. Let's see what happens here. Action 1, 55. Inform. Okay. Or investment. Nope. Oh, misfortune. No, that wouldn't apply because something good happens for the NPC. So let's see. An 88. So support. Okay. So maybe support and inform. All right. Well, maybe the NPC, he is just happy that yeah, maybe like Salo is just happy that he is able to be like a really good support for Morgwyn, and they're both just starting to realize that they are becoming like good friends as they're venturing off into Everveil and they're trying to get to Thornmere together. So maybe that's just it. It's like a solidification of their friendship. All right, and then we will go to encounter 6 over here, and let's see if anything bad happens. It's good that so far nothing bad is happening. All right, 72. Yep. Okay. So yeah. So nothing bad is happening, and they have reached their last encounter. So that means they are getting close to the entrance of Thornmere. Now we will see how it goes for him. So this is encounter 1. Does any bad encounters happen to him? Ooh. Okay. So this is a 35. All right, so it's a 35, so meaning something bad does happen. So let's see. I want to see if anything happens. So let's roll on the adventure tone here, and let's see if something happens. What happens in this encounter? Okay, so it is a 50. Inspect. Okay, so maybe he looks around and he finds something. And what is that something? And I have here a deck of just like random things that could happen in the wild. These are the Wilderlands. So let's see here. Stone columns. Okay, so let's see what happens for him. Several enormous stone columns stand in two parallel lines. Their weather-worn faces once had intricate carvings, but little can read under the moss, ivy, and years of exposure to the elements. And the standing stones were once, let's see, number 3. Okay, so the location at which important political ceremonies were performed. Oh, interesting. Okay, so maybe, I wonder if, okay, so he found some like stone columns over here, and something like bad happens. Let's see. Maybe he gets, maybe like a monster or something kind of comes at him. Let's see. So how likely is a monster going to be coming after Felix here? Oh crap. Okay, 35. So that is a yes. So he does come across a monster. All right. Okay, so he does come across a monster here. Let's see here. So maybe he comes across a monster, and we'll just do the bestiary from the cairn here. So let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we can roll a 1d6. Okay, so it is 3. 1, 2, 3. Cobble. Okay, so cobble hounds. Immobile constructs typically used as guardians for great tombs or artifacts. Okay, so that works. So these hounds are probably protecting the stone columns here. Okay, so unaffected by mundane persuasion techniques, but they do love a good bone. Oh man, okay, so I feel like for Felix here, he's probably just gonna like book it and try to run and avoid. And that probably is the escape that would be applied to Felix here. Yeah, so maybe the escape could be for Felix, since Morgwin and Salo, they didn't really encounter much on the trail here. Okay, so for Felix, he comes across stone columns and what was it? Cobble hounds? Okay, and he is going to try to escape. So let's say he is running. So he's running, and let's see if he's able to get away from them. If he was able to get away far enough to avoid these cobble hounds. So let's see. Since cobble hounds are the protectors of the stone columns, they probably want to just like stay in that area too, I'd imagine. So they probably wouldn't run far off away from that area. So let's see. Whoops. So that was a 27. Okay, cool. So he was able to make it out just in time. All right. So I'm gonna mark here for number 1 on the Vinekin's Revenge map that was the stone columns. Cool. Okay. So now he is at point 2. Let's see how it goes for him. A 31. Okay, so something bad does happen. All right. Well, I have created this map, and I did want this pond to be kind of a landmark for Kevin and where he resides. So let's see. Does Felix do anything that, I guess, wake up Kevin? Because I know it is the morning, and Kevin stirs at night. So let's see. I would say it's unlikely that Kevin would be awoken, but we shall see. Okay, yeah. So it is unlikely. So Kevin probably just stirs in his sleep and then ignores Felix. And so now Felix comes along to point 3. So let's see how point 3 goes. Whoops. Let's roll that again. Okay. Oh, an 09. Okay, so that means he really encounters something bad here. Let's see. Does he come across a monster of some sort? 84. No. Okay, not a monster. So maybe a new NPC? Yes or no here? Yes. Okay. So it is. So he does meet a new NPC. So let's see who this NPC is. And it is something bad. So let's see. So we got a 33 here. So it's a crafter, sophisticated. Interesting. All right. So we will put here that Felix encounters, or actually I'll write the note here. So Felix in the third encounter spot there. Whoops. So Felix in the third encounter spot, he does encounter a crafter of some sort. So maybe like a weapons like smith or something. Maybe like that weaponsmith is also traveling to get to Thornmere. So yeah, let's see. The character special trait here. Okay, so we got an 09. Okay, so the 09 is the character is an individual. All right, so let's see. Character identity. So we got a 60. Servant. No, he's already a servant. Let's see. 60 again. No. 73. Okay, so he is an explorer. So maybe this crafter, I'll say like maybe like a weapon, like weapons specialist, and yeah, I would say like a blacksmith maybe. So maybe a blacksmith who is traveling. Maybe he like disrupts this blacksmith, and maybe the blacksmith is kind of agitated and he's trying to maybe like pick a fight with Felix. So let's see how it goes for Felix here. Oh wait, yeah, let's do this. So all right, so maybe that blacksmith is getting annoyed that Felix is kind of like in his way maybe. So let's see. So something bad happens. I wonder if this blacksmith starts to kind of like pick a fight with Felix. So let's see. Yes or no. Okay, so that is a definite yes. So maybe this blacksmith is annoyed, and he's also probably just really agitated with Felix, and they begin to, I don't want to say like Felix wants to like fight him because he's like helpless. Let's see. I wonder if Felix is able to convince this like weapons blacksmith guy that he just can't like do anything. So let's see. I will use this mini to represent that like new NPC, so that blacksmith. So let's see. Is Felix able to just kind of get away from the blacksmith and just say like, sorry, like I'm just trying to find my way to Thornmere here. So let's see if that's a yes or a no. Okay, so that is a no. So maybe this blacksmith is saying, you know, you're interrupting me. I wonder why this blacksmith is like so annoyed. So let's see. Maybe character motivations. So let's see here. 25. Okay. So fame. No. I don't think fame would be 70. Let's see here. Oppose. No. 18. Diminish. Interesting. Actually, I kind of don't want to use this table. So let's see. So I wonder. I'm a little stuck. I wonder. Let's see. Oh, maybe the weapons like the blacksmith. I wonder if like something happened along his like travel. Let's see. Did something like bad, like negative happen along his travels to Thornmere? So let's say very likely. Okay, yes. So something bad happened along his travels. Like maybe he lost something. Let's see. Did he lose anything? Okay, so no, he didn't lose anything. Let's ask if maybe, oh, maybe this weapon's like, this blacksmith is lost? Let's see. No, he's not lost. Actually, yeah, maybe he has like a plot point. Let's see what his is. So let's say right now it is, or okay, let's see, 69. All right, so 69. Let's see what happens here. A physical barrier to overcome. Interesting, okay. Oh, maybe, a physical barrier to overcome, okay. And there are like rocks here. Oh, maybe he's like, maybe the weapons, or maybe this blacksmith is like hurt. Okay, let's see. Is this blacksmith like hurt? Oops. Let's roll that again. 52. Okay, so maybe he's not like hurt, but maybe he is like a little injured. And probably he is just getting like agitated that Salo is like bugging him. So let's say Salo, I wonder if Salo is able to, let's see, does Salo want to like help him out? I want to say like unlikely. Okay, yeah, so no. Okay, so let's see. Let's say Salo, I want Salo to be able to just get out of this situation, so maybe he can just avoid this blacksmith. Oh, 15. Okay, yeah, so he's able to just avoid this blacksmith. Okay, so he goes off, and then the next encounter, let's see what happens here. And maybe the blacksmith is just minding his own business here. Okay, so yes, something bad happens. Is there a beast or something? Yes, okay, a beast of some sort. So let's see what happens. And who does he encounter? So we roll a 1d6 of 5. Okay, so instead of a frost elf, I'm going to turn that into a wood elf. Okay, so beautiful, immoral, and long-lived. Okay, so maybe this wood elf, I feel like this wood elf wouldn't be super... How likely is the wood elf going to, I guess, start a fight with Salo here? Okay, cool, so not likely. Alright, so not likely. And then he goes off into the next encounter here. So the wood elf just sees him, but doesn't do much. 73, nope. Okay, so nothing bad happens. And the last encounter, let's see. 71, alright. So he makes it out of Everveil Hollow, and he probably bumps into Morgwyn and Salo here in Thornmere. Okay, so now it is probably maybe like 3 or 4 o'clock now. It's starting to get dark, and they have made it to Thornmere. Okay, so now they are in Thornmere. And for, I'd imagine for Morgwyn and Salo, so they are probably just super ecstatic that they have finally made it to Thornmere. And Morgwyn probably wants to find like a tavern to just like chill in for a little bit, rest and eat. And Salo wants to like join her. So Felix says thank you to both of them, and he just says that, you know, if they ever encounter him like in town, to just say hi. Morgan probably just nods her head to just, you know, be kind and just say like, yeah, okay, like if we see you, we'll say hi. And then Salo's probably like, yes, of course, like we'll say hello. So he's off, and he's probably not involved anymore in this group. And then now for Salo and Morgwen, they want to find an inn, and they'll probably, or not an inn, a tavern. And let's visit this one over here. So this looks like a nice little tavern. And now we will see what the next plot point is for this. So it says here action still. So let's see how it goes. So we will roll. And let's see. A 33. Alright, a character has a clever idea. Okay, so the clever idea. Alright. Oh, so maybe for Morgwen, she probably wants to like find like a job or something. Or I could just put PC. Okay, so Morgan comes up with the idea to try to find a job, and she'll probably look at some job postings in the tavern. But first, let's see if the tavern is kind of like welcoming and chill. I'd imagine, yeah, the tavern would be kind of chill, like nothing like interesting like happens, or they probably don't stand out because like with Thornmere it attracts so many different types of people. So let's roll on it. Let's do that again. 58. Yeah, so no. Okay, yeah, so nothing like extraordinary happens. And so she has a clever idea, and that is a new job. Okay, so maybe for this PC she wants to look at some job postings. And let's see if she sees anything interesting on the job post. Let's see, what would we do for that? Scavenging results, sounds. I would want to say maybe the character skills. Maybe I can roll on that to see. So 21, create. Okay, so she found a job that would make her want to create. And let's see for objects, 28. Oh, here. Enormous. Okay, so maybe create something big. All right, so let's see, what could that be? So a new job that would make her want to a new job that would want to make her create, and then something like big. Maybe like construction work or something like that. Yeah, I could see that. Okay, so construction work. Okay, yeah, so that would probably be something that she sees on the job post on the board at the tavern. Yeah, okay, so we can stick with that. And so now probably at this point, Salo and Morgan are just wanting to rest, get some food, and we'll see what the next plot point is here. So now we have a let's see, so we got a 98. Okay, so meta. Okay, so that would mean for here, so meta would mean that we would go to the meta plot points table. So let's see what happens here. So 75. So character, so the character upgrade. Okay, cool. So maybe something like she's able to develop her skills or something. So character upgrade. Okay, sweet. So maybe that could just be her finally making it to Thornmere, and she probably leveled up. I could see it being like that. You know what? Maybe like her ability scores increased. Maybe one of them did that. I kind of like that idea. So growth. So let's see. Characters are changed through in-world advancement, gaining new skills and abilities by surviving dangerous events and overcoming obstacles. Okay, cool. So I think for her, I would want to say that she has developed. I'd probably say that she developed like her willpower. Yeah, so maybe for her, she yeah, so maybe she got a point for willpower. Just cause I feel like, yeah, just cause I feel like she was able to kind of practice a lot of different like social like interactions. So yeah, so maybe for her upgrade will be 13 now. Yeah, okay. I like that idea. So yeah, so she increased +1 on her willpower. Okay, cool. Well, good job to Morgan here so far. And so maybe they are just calling it a night. Maybe tomorrow, the next day, so maybe for like the rest of the day, they're just chilling. And maybe they're like eating, and they're probably wanting to explore Thornmere for a little bit. So yeah, so I think for now we're just gonna end with them in a tavern and just like resting and eating. And she did upgrade her willpower to +1, so now she's at a 13 out of 13. So all right, so I guess that is where we will conclude the story for now. Okay, well, thank you, adventurers, for joining me in this crazy adventure of Morgwyn in A Vinekin's Revenge. All right, so till next time.